Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm here to talk to you about today's hottest comics releasing this week, March 3rd, 2021. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about this channel, and let's get right into my top picks for the week. So my number one pick for the week is going to be Berserker #1, and some of you may have already heard about this comic. It has been one of the hottest topics in the comic book world right now, and it's pretty much Keanu Reeves and his new comic. Now, he is partly writing this, but it is helpfully co-written by Matt Kindent, and the art is done by Ron Garney. This has been a really popular topic in the comic book community because everyone loves Keanu Reeves, and I feel like everybody can jump on this comic with this fresh new #1, and especially if they love Keanu Reeves, they're probably going to love this comic, and I'm really excited. It started off as a Kickstarter, and it made like the most money any Kickstarter has ever gotten in such a short amount of time, and that does worry me a little bit for the comic book shops, just because a lot of people that wouldn't have picked up this comic may have already bought it through Kickstarter, but I'm still hopeful, thinking that people are going to come into the shops and still want to pick it up, especially because it's going to come out before the Kickstarter ones are released, so that's really nice. This comic pretty much emphasizes a Keanu Reeves movie. It is about a man known as Berserker. He is half mortal and half god, cursed and compelled to violence, even at the sacrifice of his sanity. But after wandering the world for centuries, Berserker may have finally found a refuge working for a U.S. government to find the battles too violent and too dangerous for anyone else. In exchange, Berserker will be granted one thing he desires: the truth about his endless, blood-soaked existence and how to end it. Which sounds very violent, and trust me, there is a big warning for mature readers only for this book, so I highly recommend having it at least 15 years and older. I know I will have to be, if some kid would like to buy it at my shop, I'm going to definitely have to have parents' consent. So I'm very excited for this. They are doing 2 separate releases. The first release is going to have cover A, B, the blank, the incentives, which there are tons of incentives for. There's 110s, 125s, 150s, 100s. There's even a 1 in 1,000 that is signed by Keanu Reeves, which is outstanding. I'm very impressed that some people are ordering 1,000 of this book. Like, that's impressive. But to have a signature by Keanu Reeves on a comic book, that sounds really, really cool. And then they have also foil variants of cover A and B, and those will not release until March 24th. So keep your eyes out on those covers as well, because I do think those will be under order, just because they wanted to get the ones that release this week out first. Next up is going to be Demon Days X-Men #1. And how could I not talk about Peach Momoko comic in this? She is a big Stormbreakers hit for Marvel. I'm pretty happy that they swooped her up. That seems very nice and a great merger of the two. Peach Momoko has a very unique style in her art. She gets inspiration from Japanese inspirations like manga and things like that, and that's nice to bring into American culture and American comics, which I like very, very much. And this comic seems so fun, so her own taste, which I like how Marvel's allowing her to do that, which is very nice. It's about a wandering swordswoman with a psychic blade arrives at a village that's being targeted by demons. One demon is black and white with a terrifying red tongue, and another be the strongest demon there is. So pretty much Psylocke fighting Venom, it sounds like. It's a stunning kickoff issue of the Prestige quarterly story. You'll see a revolutionary imagination of the Marvel Universe that could only come from Peach Momoko. Ready your katana and enter a mysterious world of demons, monsters, mutants, and magic. And this book's going to be a 1 of 5 miniseries, and it sounds like it's coming out quarterly, so about every 3 months or so. I'm still very excited. There's some very, very nice variants to this comic. There's even an Art Germ, a Mark Brooks, there's a J. Scott Campbell 1 in 50, and I'm very excited to see how this comic does. I'm hoping it does very well this week. Next up is going to be Nocterra #1, and if you haven't checked it out, be sure to check out my video on why I think you should buy Nocterra #1, just because I don't necessarily want to go into a 10-minute rant on why I think this comic's going to be one of the best this week's, but it is a Scott Snyder, Tony S. Daniel comic. It's Image #1, and it seems very, very interesting. Very horror, sci-fi, Mad Max meets pretty much like a sci-fi alien thriller, but it deals a lot with having to be afraid of the dark, which I really like, and I'm very excited to see how this one does. This one also was funded by Kickstarter, and they did very, very well, so we'll see how that goes. Also coming out this week is Star Wars High Republic #3, and how could I not have this on my list? Every time this comic comes out, I sell out. It's more and more popular each time. I raise my numbers, and it keeps going higher and higher and higher, and how could I not put it in my top pick? This one's going to focus around a dark mystery that only the Jedi, the main character, can unravel, but at what cost? And be sure to grab the Star Wars High Republic Avengers #2 that comes out this week. That's going to be the IDW all ages comic. That one is going to do very well as well. That one has a 1 in 10 to match with the cover A. And the High Republic #3 has a 1 in 25 variant to match with the cover A. Those are going to be really sought out after. And I'm having a really fun time with this. I've been enjoying the read. I like the Jedis. There's a lot of great action in it. So we shall see how #3 plays. Now time for my series shoutouts. These are comics I don't necessarily think will be the top picks of the week, but I do think they will be up there, and you should check them out at your local comic book shop. Starting up is Batman #106. And I've been waiting for this one for a very long time. It's been since December since we've gotten a James Tynion Batman. And this is the start of a new arc. This one centers around Scarecrow, and boy does he look creepy. I am very excited on his new design, and I think that this one should be a very fun one. It looks like James Tynion is going to introduce another new character in this, Miracle Molly, and she looks very Cyberpunk 2077 reminiscent, and I really enjoy that. So we shall see how she plays into this story as well, and be sure to check that one out. It also has a really cool wraparound cover on it. Next up is going to be Avengers #43. The reason why this one's mainly on my top is not because the comic itself. I do think it's going to be more about the Vision variant done by Alex Ross. And WandaVision's really popular right now, so any little thing that's Wanda, or Vision, Scarlet Witch, anything like that really has been selling really well. And I think this one's going to be a really nice cover to add to your collection. So be on the lookout for that. Also, Infinite Frontier #0. It is the fresh new start of a new era in the DC world. So we had Future State, and Future State is the ending of what Infinite Frontier is beginning. So we saw the end result, but now we need to start from the beginning and get to that end result. And I enjoy that because a lot of great movies do that. They give you a little tease in the beginning, such like Deadpool, for example. And then you have to get to that point towards the end to really understand what was really going on. And so I'm very excited to see how this goes. It looks like it's mainly about Wonder Woman following through each comic book and how they will begin their new story. Also, in a little sub note in that, is also Suicide Squad #1 and Swamp Thing #1 that I think you should be on the lookout for this week. I think both of those are going to be really fun adds to your reading pile, and I'm hoping that both of them are really good. I loved the Future State Swamp Thing. I thought it was fantastic. So I'm very excited to see how he brings up a whole 10-part series of Swamp Thing. Also up is going to be Keenan Black, Wiccan and Hulkling #1. And this one, again, just like how hot WandaVision is right now, Wiccan is in WandaVision. He is one of Wanda and Vision's sons, and I definitely think that he's going to gain way more popularity as he grows up in the MCU, and therefore I think this comic right here is going to be one of the easier ones to grab at the moment rather than the older ones and spending a little more money. This one is coming out this Wednesday, and it has a ton of new covers. I believe it's about 3 new covers. There's a great Momoko cover, a great Russell Dodman cover, and I really do think this one is going to be way more popular today than it would have been 5 years ago. So definitely be on the lookout for that one. And into our late printings that I think you should be on the lookout for this week are going to be Daredevil number 26 second print. It's got that really nice Ryan Stegman cover that I really enjoy, plus anything that's Daredevil Elektra. I really want to own and collect all of them because I just love her in this Daredevil costume. I think it's absolutely fun, fantastic. I think she's one of the coolest characters that have been invented in the MCU in a really long time. I think just cutting off her size at the top, making them non-deadly, but her still trying to kick some ass is just like some really great stuff. So be on the sure to look out for that one, as well as Star Wars High Republic number 2 second print. If you didn't get a chance to pick that one up, is giving you another chance so that you can read number 2, then number 3. And yeah, looks like that's going to be all for this week. There's plenty of more books this week as well. I just couldn't really talk about them. But be sure to check out all these books and others at your local comic book shop this week. And I hope you have a great day.